Welcome back to the deep dive. Okay, so today we're doing a pretty intense structural analysis. We're looking at 2 weeks of just, wow, absolute dramatic overload.
Yeah, packed weeks.
Covering September 29th right through to October 10th. And our sources, they give us this kind of roadmap, escalating conflicts, characters in chaos, big secrets just boiling over.
Right, and it's not just like random spoilers thrown together. You can really see the cause and effect here. It's a study in consequence, I think.
Exactly.
You've got the past crashing into the future, all centered around these two huge character moments, really pivotal shifts.
Totally. And the whole period is kind of defined by these two massive things happening. First, you've got one character's mental state just spiraling.
Rachel Black?
Yeah, Rachel Black. The sources say she goes darker than ever. It's stunning people, like Thomas, apparently. And it sounds like it leads to her needing an exit to the Bayview wing.
Which is serious. And that ties right into the other big headline, doesn't it? Brady getting hit with this shocking revelation.
Jaw dropper.
Completely. All tied to the Firehouse baby mystery. Tisto. This news is apparently so big it just flips the whole investigation script and leaves Brady totally reeling.
So what we've got is like a structured look at all these different plot lines, but they're all tangled up. We're mixing the timeline stuff with some thematic predictions from the sources.
Makes sense.
Let's dive in. Section 1, relationship roadblocks and the power outage. So September 29th to 30th, literal lights out forces some instant confessions and big changes.
Oh, yeah, the power outage. It's such a classic trigger in these shows, isn't it?
Totally.
Traps people together, makes them vulnerable, cuts off the outside world. Perfect setup for a, quote, human conversation.
Which is exactly what EJ apparently decides to have with Belle.
Of all people.
Right, stuck in an elevator. I mean, come on.
Can't get more confined than that.
And EJ, he uses this moment, this sort of forced intimacy, and makes this huge explicit declaration. He actually says he's still very much in love with her.
Wow. That takes some guts, considering their whole history. He's using the situation, the darkness, the fear maybe, to try and get to her emotionally.
Trying to reset things, show his heart,
But Belle,
Yeah.
she's having none of it, right? You had a great line for it earlier.
Huh. Yeah, she might as well just be blasting Taylor Swift. We are never, ever, ever getting back together.
Exactly. She just sticks to her guns. The source material is really clear. Her head is not in romance land at all.
Not even close. It's all business. And ethics. The lines EJ keeps crossing.
Right. Her main thing isn't even, oh, EJ loves me again. It's about that huge hospital donation, the one from her dad, John Black.
Which somehow ended up in EJ's control.
Yeah, through some, convoluted plot stuff, it's now in EJ's hands. And for Belle, that's not just a personal issue. It's like an institutional betrayal.
She's focused on the big picture. EJ controlling assets that should be for the community, tied to her family's legacy.
It says a lot about where Belle's head is at right now. EJ is just someone she has to deal with in the corporate world, maybe a necessary evil.
But definitely not getting back into her heart. The money, the power struggle over that donation, that's their relationship now, not old feelings.
Meanwhile, while they're having this intense emotional financial showdown in the dark,
The blackout's pushing other relationships forward. Or maybe sideways. Look at Kat and Chad.
right, they have this spontaneous romantic moment during the outage.
And Chad just dives right in. Total commitment. He tells her, quote, "There's no going back. We're doing this. We're in it."
Whoa, that's fast. Talk about relationship acceleration due to emergency.
They're just embracing the chaos. But you got to wonder, is that speed the actual problem?
It absolutely could be, because the source then says by Tuesday, the next day practically, they're already at a crossroads, a turning point.
How does that happen? How do you go from no turning back to a turning point in, 24 hours?
That's that soap opera speed for you. It suggests the blackout forced this feeling, this closeness.
But reality hits quick.
Exactly. Normal life returns, and suddenly there's maybe an incompatibility they just hadn't faced yet. Is it about Chad going public?
Or maybe it's Kat's secret stuff, her ISA work, if that's what it is. That's got to be hard to hide when you're suddenly all in.
That makes sense. Commitment's easy in the dark, right? But it gets complicated fast when Chad wants to introduce her around, or she has to dodge questions about her past or her job because of her cover.
That crossroads sounds exactly like where her secret life bumps up against his normal one.
Okay, then there's Xander and Sarah. They were actually trying, weren't they? Talking about couples therapy?
Yeah, doing the work. Dealing with the massive trust issues, trying to be healthy about it.
And then, bam, power outage. And according to the source, they just hit the sheets.
So much for the healthy route.
Well, maybe. It's the total opposite of therapy, isn't it? Skip the talking, jump to the physical.
Which forces that big question the source brings up. Was this just a one-time hit-it-and-quit-it kind of thing? Did the impulse blow up all the careful planning?
Or, and this is the counter-argument, was this spontaneous thing actually, like, good therapy for them? Did they need that raw connection to remember why they even bothered trying in the first place?
I don't know. I lean towards... because their main issues are lies, trust, communication. Just sleeping together feels temporary.
Like a Band-Aid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Feels good for a minute, but doesn't fix the underlying problem. It's a nice pause, maybe, but they still got to walk into that therapist's office and talk about why Xander lies all the time.
Yeah, it's treating the symptom, not the disease, right? If the source thinks they need therapy, a moment of passion, even a great one, probably shouldn't cancel the appointment. I'm thinking this is more of a complication than a solution for them.
Okay, and speaking of complications and things not working right, we've got the secret lab issue.
Ah, yes, a hidden science lab in the construction zone.
During the power outage, Gwen is apparently stuck in there.
Which is almost funny, isn't it? A super secret high-tech lab taken down by a simple blackout?
The source thinks maybe the power failure messed up the keycard thing to get out.
Makes sense. And who comes to the rescue? Leo. Maybe he's better with tech, or just better at dramatic escapes.
But him helping Gwen immediately creates another problem for her, right?
For sure. Now she owes Leo. And he knows about the lab's location, or at least how to get in or out during a crisis.
And this vulnerability loops right back around to Kat, who we were just talking about with Chad.
Exactly. Because later, Gwen and Kat chat. And the source hints Kat might ask some sly questions about the remodeling work in that area.
This is where Kat's possible ISA background could kick in, if she's looking for something shady.
A secret lab that doesn't show up on the building plans, that's a massive red flag.
So Kat's either just naturally nosy or she's actively hunting for secrets, and Gwen's lab just popped up on her radar.
That shift from, like, relationship drama to potential spy games during a chat about renovations, it's pretty neat.
Okay, wrapping up this blackout week, we also have Marlena and Susan.
Susan drops by Marlena's place. Late night, serious chat. The vibe gets Marlena to open up.
About her nightmares, those terrifying dreams she's been having.
Specifically about the Queen of the Night thing, which is a direct callback to, her possession history. Major trauma.
So the darkness, the quiet, it lets them talk about these really deep spiritual fears Marlena thought were buried.
So the big takeaway from the blackout week seems to be, for every couple finding some kind of connection, there's someone else being forced to face their worst fears or biggest problems.
Definitely a charged atmosphere. Which leads us right into Section 2. October 1st and 2nd. This is where things get really dark. The teen trio, broken hearts, and arson.
Yeah, arson. The emotional center here, though, starts with Johnny and Chanel, and the baby, Tisto.
They were so excited they really let themselves believe it was happening. Johnny's buying a crib.
Chanel's digging out baby clothes, onesies. They're mentally nesting, preparing for this new life.
They're all in, which makes the crash so much worse.
Totally blindsided. They hear from social services, and it's devastating news. There's been a scathing email
From the baby's mother, saying Johnny and Chanel should absolutely not be allowed to adopt Tisto.
Scathing. That word is key, isn't it? It's not just, no, it sounds like a vicious attack on them. On their character, their fitness as parents.
Just gutting. Their hopes are completely crushed. The source says Chanel's heart is broken on Thursday.
And while the immediate pain is losing Tisto, the source links this heartbreak directly to what Sophia is doing at the same time. Chanel's already emotionally vulnerable when the next hit comes.
Oh, Sophia. Right. The next hit involves Holly, Tate, and Sophia's, destruction tour.
Holly had actually tried to set a boundary, hadn't she? Rejected Tate, said she wouldn't be part of the love triangle with him and Sophia.
Trying to be the grown-up, maybe?
But Sophia doesn't care about boundaries. Her schemes are described as gaining momentum. She intends to ruin both couples, Chanel and Johnny, Tate and Holly, permanently.
This isn't just teen drama. It's described as calculated malice. Maximum harm intended.
And the setup.
Wow.
It's textbook manipulation. Sophia doctors Holly's drink.
Gets her drunk, basically ensures she passes out.
Yeah.
That's step one of the crime, really. Facilitating it.
And then, while Holly's out, completely vulnerable, Sophia takes inappropriate pictures.
Which is just a massive violation.
Right.
And she's planning to use them as a weapon.
The delivery is cold. These photos just show up on a text message, sent straight to Johnny's phone.
Johnny's phone. While Chanel's heart is already broken over the baby news.
Exactly. The source says this text will rock their marriage. Imagine getting that message on Thursday, the same day your wife is devastated about losing the baby. And it's pictures of someone connected to her ex.
Oh, the timing is brutal. Designed for maximum damage. Chanel sees them. Does she think Johnny's involved? Does she think Holly's trying to mess with her?
It just pours gasoline on her grief, turns it into marital suspicion and anger,
Yeah.
all orchestrated by Sophia.
We also need to remember Tate's side in all this. He's a victim, too.
Definitely. He talks to Brady, his dad, might tell him about the earlier drama, how Holly punched him and broke up with him.
Which was based on another lie from Sophia, right?
Yeah.
Holly saw Sophia in Tate's dorm room.
And jumped to the conclusion they'd slept together. But the source says they were just making out. Tate was stressed about the baby stuff. Holly pushed him away. Sophia slid right in.
Classic misunderstanding. Lack of communication. It's the fuel for Sophia's fire.
And you mean that literally?
Yeah. Because just when you think it's contained to texts and breakups, the dorms are on fire.
Yes, the source confirms it. An actual fire in the dorms that week. And the cause traces right back to Sophia's manipulation.
Maggie apparently gives Holly some tough love. Why? Because Holly got drunk.
Thanks to Sophia.
And accidentally started the fire. Knocked over a candle or something.
Let's just map that out. Sophia gets Holly drunk. Holly, being drunk and incapacitated, does something careless. Knocks over a candle, starts a fire.
So Sophia created the conditions for disaster, even if Holly's action was the direct spark.
Exactly. Sophia's plan might have started as relationship sabotage, but it ends up as a major property crime. People could have been hurt. And Holly's now in deep trouble.
Legally? With the university?
Both, potentially. The source says Sophia is in a panic, realizing how badly this escalated.
And the implications for Holly are huge. Could she get kicked out of school? Forced out of the dorms? Sophia's gone from mean girl to, like, actual criminal facilitator.
It's a wild pivot point. Sophia's become this engine of chaos, hasn't she? Wrecking the adoption hopes, destroying a marriage with photos, and now potentially landing Holly with arson charges.
The sheer scope of her destruction is kind of breathtaking.
Which sets us up perfectly for Section 3. We're shifting gears hard now, away from the teen drama and fire.
To the adults. High-stakes deals, power plays, and a bad guy coming home. Political deals, and a bad guy's return. This is around October 1st and 3rd.
Yeah, this is where we see power and philanthropy collide. Stephanie apparently cuts a big deal with EJ on Wednesday.
And the context is crucial. It's tied to the Tom Horton Free Clinic opening gala.
That clinic is a big deal, right? Named after a founding family patriarch. And the gala itself is set for the huge 60th anniversary episode in November.
An event designed to bring back familiar faces, celebrate the show's history. It's major.
So tying this big feel-good anniversary event to a deal cut with EJ, a guy Belle basically called toxic.
It immediately raises eyebrows, doesn't it? Okay. Why does Stephanie need EJ's help? Is the clinic short on funds? What did she have to promise him?
Any drama around this clinic or this deal is going to play out on the biggest possible stage. And right on cue, the sources say a major source of personal drama is arriving that same week.
Jeremy Horton.
Before we get to him, though, Paulina apparently has harsh things to say to EJ on Friday, so his deal-making is already causing waves.
But at the same time, Julie's happy. She's welcoming a Horton family member home.
Okay, Jeremy Horton, we need to unpack this guy. He's not just popping in for a visit.
No. The source material explicitly labels him a supremely bad guy.
Supremely bad. That's intense.
He's JJ's cousin. And he's been recast with this hunky actor, Michael Rohr, which tells you the show is probably investing in him as a major, maybe antagonistic player.
A supremely bad guy label plus a recast usually means serious baggage. Manipulation, crime, abuse. Something that's going to resurface immediately. You don't bring someone like that back for a family gala unless he's there to cause trouble.
And his arrival instantly stresses out Stephanie.
Right. She confides in Alex on Friday, clearly upset. She tells him about the creep she used to date.
And the implication is pretty strong that this creep is Jeremy.
So now you've got this perfect storm brewing. Prestigious event, the clinic gala, tied to a shady deal with EJ. And the person running the event, Stephanie, is suddenly facing the return of a terrifying ex.
Her professional life and her personal trauma are on a collision course.
Yeah.
Disaster waiting to happen.
She's dealing with EJ's potentially shady finances on one hand, and this psychological threat from Jeremy on the other, and the sources set up their confrontation for the next week.
What happens then?
The following week, Jeremy confronts Stephanie about something specific, something she wrote in a book.
Interesting. So maybe Stephanie exposed his behavior publicly. maybe fictionalize their past.
Could be. And naturally, Jeremy's going to try to smooth things over. He claims he's a changed man, not the monster he was before. Classic line.
And given the supremely bad guy description from the source, we should probably be pretty skeptical about his supposed turnaround.
Totally. This sounds like a classic setup. Threatening X uses a family event as cover to try and regain control over his victim. And this personal drama is bound to spill into the very public gala.
It connects everything so neatly, doesn't it? The institutional stuff, the personal terror. Stephanie's going to have to juggle EJ's demands and Jeremy's threats, possibly right in front of everyone during the anniversary bash.
Which brings us nicely to Section 4, the major mysteries of Week 2, October 6th through 10th. This week is all about consequences, exits, DNA bombshells, and major fallout.
Let's start with Rachel Black's spiral. We saw it begin in Week 1. She was stunning Thomas. Julie had to step in. Her behavior was already alarming.
But the source says it ramps up in Week 2. That wording, ramps up, is significant. It suggests it's not just bad moods anymore. She's likely acting out, maybe even dangerously, reflecting some really deep distress.
Distress that can't be ignored.
Yeah.
And the consequence is huge. She's reportedly exiting. Going to spend time at the Bayview wing.
And Bayview, for anyone who doesn't know, is usually where characters go for serious mental health treatment, sometimes long-term. It suggests her situation got critical, needing professional, maybe even inpatient care.
And this directly hits her family. Chad's worried about Thomas. Probably because Thomas is seeing his sister's erratic behavior. That's got to be traumatizing for a kid.
Yeah, Rachel's actions are creating real instability for the kids caught up in it. It's a massive character moment, taking her off the board.
Right as the show's biggest mystery just explodes.
The Tisto paternity shock.
This is it. The source confirms Kayla absolutely shocks Brady with news. This is the moment. The news is Kate is not the father of baby Tisto.
Boom. There it is. The jaw-dropping shock, the revelation, changes absolutely everything.
Think about it. Months of storyline motivation. Just gone. Tate's desperation to keep the baby, the fights with Holly, trying to bond with Tisto.
All based on a lie. Or at least a manipulated truth.
So the investigation immediately kicks into high gear, because the whole timeline is now suspect. Steve and Brady start talking about a new mystery. They're determined to figure out what happened because of the strange timeline.
Let's unpack that phrase, strange timeline. What does that mean? Does it imply the first DNA test was wrong?
Or tampered with. Was the sample switched? Who could have done that, and why? Who benefits from making everyone think Tate was the father?
Especially when you remember that Johnny and Chanel's adoption application got torpedoed by that nasty email. There are multiple forces messing with this baby's future.
And Brady's suspicion immediately lands on one person.
Sophia.
Yep. The source says Brady starts pressing Sophia for more info about the baby almost right after Kayla drops the bombshell.
That tells you Brady thinks Sophia knows more than she's letting on, even beyond her current campaign of terror against the teens. He suspects her involvement in the original baby drama.
Could she be the key? Maybe they need another DNA test. Check the baby against Sophia herself.
Or is she just covering for the real mother? Or maybe she just overheard something because she's always scheming. It's logical to suspect her, given how she's tangled up with everyone involved.
If Tate's out, who's the real father? Is it the other guy involved way back when? Or someone totally unexpected? That strange timeline really blows the possibilities wide open.
This guarantees the Tisto story keeps going strong for months, probably.
Okay, now let's look at the fallout from Week 1's cliffhanger. The Holly text scandal.
Right, those inappropriate photos Sophia sent to Johnny. The source says they rock his marriage to Chanel.
They're already reeling from the adoption, falling through. Now this lands. Looks like betrayal, even if it isn't.
And the tension isn't just about their marriage, it could hit Johnny's job too. The source suggests Sophia might somehow tip off the school and get Johnny fired from his professor gig.
Wow, that's escalating things to a whole new level. How would she even do that?
Anonymously send the photos, maybe try to link him to the dorm fire through Holly, claim he's creating a dangerous environment. It shows she has zero limits now. She's moved past petty jealousy into trying to ruin careers and lives.
Just pure destruction. Okay, while all that chaos is erupting, what else is happening?
A few other things are simmering. Kat, our possible ISA agent, is apparently in potential danger if her cover gets blown.
Which seems more likely if she's asking sly questions about secret labs.
Definitely. Her relationship with Chad would be immediately at risk, too.
We also see Alex and Stephanie settle in together. A little moment of calm.
Seems like it. But the source immediately follows up. They're about to hit some roadblocks and drama.
And we know who that is. Jeremy Horton. Stephanie's creep ex is back, ready to cause trouble for her personally and professionally.
On a slightly positive note, maybe, Xander and Sarah, they actually follow through. Their couples therapy is scheduled to start soon.
Good. Maybe they can process that blackout hookup in a healthy way. It's a nice contrast, isn't it?
Totally. One couple trying to get help while others are being actively sabotaged. These 2 weeks are incredibly packed. But yeah, the biggest shifts are that Tisto revelation, resetting the whole mystery, and Rachel's breakdown leading to her exit.
Okay, so let's try and summarize the key takeaways for you, the listener. What are the absolute must-knows from these 2 weeks?
I'd say three main things. First, Rachel Black's mental health spiral gets extreme. It results in her leaving for treatment at Bayview, and we see the immediate impact on her family, especially Thomas being worried.
Second, the central mystery gets a huge answer, but it creates more questions. Tate is definitely not Tisto's father. This forces Brady and Steve to completely rethink the investigation, focus on that strange timeline, and maybe zero in on Sophia.
And third, Sophia is confirmed as the main antagonist, the engine driving so much of this drama. Her actions are calculated and malicious. Manipulation, taking those photos, enabling the dorm fire, and even trying to sabotage Johnny's career. She's causing widespread damage.
So looking ahead, how does all this turmoil feed into the biggest event on the horizon? We have to come back to that Tom Horton Free Clinic Gala, the 60th anniversary centerpiece.
Right. It's meant to be this big, positive community event, celebrating legacy, helping people. Stephanie made that deal with EJ, possibly a morally gray deal, to make it happen. Her reputation is tied to its success.
Okay, now connect the dots for us. Stephanie is also heading into major personal drama with Alex, directly linked to the return of Jeremy Horton, her terrifying, supremely bad guy ex.
So here's the final thought, the provocative question for you to chew on. If Stephanie's professional commitment to this prestigious gala is already complicated by EJ's shady involvement, what happens when her deeply personal trauma, Jeremy's return, crashes into this very public event?
Yeah, is that mix of institutional philanthropy, potentially dirty money, and Stephanie's personal vendetta or fear about Jeremy going to just explode? Right there at the anniversary gala, revealing all the compromises and secrets she's been hiding.
The bad guy's back in town, the deal with EJ's done, and the fancy gala is the stage. Seems like an explosion is pretty much guaranteed, doesn't it?
The drama is absolutely heating up. You won't want to miss how that collision between the bad guy and the big gala plays out. Thanks for joining us for the deep dive.